Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. It has been a very, very long time, and yes, I do look like I'm in a press conference. That's the whole idea of it. It is a new setup thing. It's very fancy for me, I will say that. But of course, new year, new things, and of course, I wish everyone a very happy new year. Well, and of course, we are here to talk about yesterday's game. Of course, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. This, of course, is the post-match reaction. Of course, we'll dive into everything, all about what happened in the game. We'll speak about the aftermath of the game, because I think, of course, everyone will be saying afterwards is the title race over and done with already? And I think many people will have their own opinions and have their own sayings on that as well. But you can see I'm joined by a very special guest in Jack Mack LFC. Jack, how you doing, mate?
Cheers, I'm well, mate. Yeah, can't wait to get stuck into tonight's show. And yeah, you're looking very professional, mate. Absolutely cracking. And hopefully everyone has had a lovely evening and recovered from obviously the madness that was last night, really. But we'll dive into that. But yeah, cheers for
Yeah,
having me on, mate.
absolute pleasure, man. And we will dive into it in due course. But I'll say hello to a few of you guys anyway. Helen's in saying hi, Connor. Hello, Helen. Hopefully, having a fantastic day. Hope you are well, doing fantastic. Thank you very much. Gary Sin saying the title race is done, Connor. I think many people will also be saying that, my friend. But of course, many people might still have some optimism, at least anyway. Tom is in as well saying, "Oi, fellas." Hello, Tom. Of course, Hughes got beat by Brighton 3-2, join the club with Brighton people Brighton beating people at home, I should say. Johnson as well saying, "Hey guys, hope you are well." And Gary says, "Hi Jackie boy, happy new year," Connor as well. But yeah, let's talk about the game then. Of course, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. In my opinion, I said on Twitter that I felt it did feel like a defeat after it, because of course Liverpool being 2-0 up, I think losing the lead within, I think, what was it, 4.5 minutes or something like that, which was unbelievable. Of course, Liverpool of old, as some people will remember, of course. But Jack, I've seen people saying before the game that they would have happily taken a draw. Away to Stamford Bridge, I think many other people would be like, okay, a draw without Jurgen, of course, without all the other people, Bobby, Ali, Joel Matip getting tested positive for COVID, and a draw on the grand scheme of things is actually pretty decent. But of course, with us being in a title challenge with Manchester City, is a bit of a bitter thing to swallow, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, most definitely. I think we can all agree when it's not an easy game. I know in recent times, obviously, I remember the times when Mourinho was in charge of Chelsea, one of the most difficult stadiums to go, along with Old Trafford. Both are very far away from where they used to be, both clubs. But yeah, it was disappointing for me, mate. As I've been speaking to you over the last couple of hours after the game, it was the way in which you get into a 2-goal lead, and we've seen all us Reds up and down the country this year. I know the pressure, goals change the momentum of many games, but we had Van Dijk on there, Henderson. We had enough leaders on the pitch to really just get into half time 2-0 up. But as we've seen against Brighton, I think we did when we played Brighton at home, we conceded a goal just before half time, and that very much changed the momentum of that game. And the 2 goals, as you said, within the 2 goals in 4 minutes, it's quite frankly not good enough for a team that has aspirations to potentially be winning the league. You don't win the league like that, do you? But whoever wins it coming at the end of May, fair play. But Liverpool, we've been hoping over the last couple of weeks, haven't we, mate? And everyone in chat that there was some change of momentum, just a change, like a result to go, right, that's the result, really. 2-0 away from Chelsea probably would have been that, but it wasn't to be, and fair play to Chelsea. Kovacic, one of those goals, wasn't it? Like the company goal. It just happens.
Yeah.
Not that I pinpoint players, but with obviously the foul in the build-up, which we'll discuss tonight. But yeah, it's disappointing, mate, but especially the position in which we did find ourselves in.
Yeah, absolutely, and I absolutely agree with you. I think that for me personally, like it was that again, and I've highlighted a little thing saying midfield crisis, because for me, I think Liverpool are currently in that. I think, look, Liverpool going forward, especially yesterday, was brilliant first half. Of course, died apart from one or two moments in the second half, I thought we died off completely. But again, it's that defense that for me I thought did what they could do. I thought that Virgil, he had a decent game. I think, of course, distribution is but again, Tsimikas having a fantastic game. Canale, I thought, dealt pressure very, very well, and just a few situation points. Well, Trent as well, an assist as well. I think he's now top assists in the Premier League now as well. And I look at it and I go, what's the questions that we need to ask? And I think it is the midfield now, because again, it's that we criticised it after Leicester. I think me and you, we spoke and we were like, midfield was terrible. That midfield that played against Leicester was the midfield that played against West Ham and we lost. And this, again, it was just question marks. And the question marks is Liverpool can't seem to cope this season without Thiago Alcantara in the midfield. And it's strange because Fabinho and Jordan Henderson have been a part of this midfield for so long. And we have the extra player like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, for example. Okay, didn't work. We played with James Milner. I thought James Milner was probably the best midfielder on the pitch yesterday.
Is it a case that we're getting overrun, Connor, in chat? Do you reckon?
Yeah, potentially. I absolutely agree with that. But I think, of course, this, for me, and I don't really want to have a go at any players in particular, but I thought Jordan Henderson yesterday was terrible. I thought against Leicester, he was terrible. He looks so exhausted with football, and it's again that did we need that Gini Wijnaldum replacement in the summer? And it will always come up until, of course, there is a signing there. Of course, I know that many reporters are already suggesting that Zakaria is already being mentioned in the window. I'm already saying this, guys. It's not going to happen. Zakaria is not joining Liverpool in January.
Not signing anyone at this rate.
No, we're not. But do you think we do have a midfield crisis, mate? Because like me and you, we both went to Southampton, and so the Southampton game, I thought the midfield looked super, super balanced. The Merseyside derby, we bossed that midfield battle completely.
Yeah, it's a case.
Time again, we look at it. Liverpool are a different animal with Thiago.
Yeah, sorry, I think my connection like there, so apologies. Speaking of, it's the for me personally, everyone that's now in chat as well. When Thiago's not playing, obviously he's, dare I say it, him and Fabinho, the only world-class players, midfield players, and I mean top-level players that Liverpool have got in their midfield. I know there'll be a lot of Henderson fans, we're massive Henderson fans, but I think Henderson and all the players yesterday, I think Henderson's trying to do the job of a couple of players. We're not seeing the best of Henderson going forward. We know how good he can be, but obviously he's the recent results over the last couple of weeks, it's like he's trying to do, like Fabinho. Fabinho's trying to do the job of three midfield players. We've seen it against AC Milan when he got overrun, when you've got no defensive. I don't know what it is, but this is the point of Jurgen Klopp. This is why he's the manager of the football club. We're fans, we're asking the questions. And it's up to Klopp and the coaching staff to very much identify it, because it is. I know everyone goes, oh, Trent defensively, but it's more than a case of not just Trent. A lot of teams are signalling Liverpool's right-hand side, whether that be Salah defensively as well, or Henderson, or whoever does play on that right-hand side. There seems to be a massive, massive overload. And it's a case of Chelsea last night were just like, yes, so we're 2-0 down, we'll overload the whole right-hand side. Their left-hand side, our right-hand side. And obviously there was so much absolute utter carnage, but it's not the players' fault for me. I think it's the system we play as well. It's very hard. It's very open to get quickly dominated. And it's not just when West Ham played us as well, the wide areas, but it's a lot of questions that do need answering, mate, and they need answering very quick, because obviously the management. But for me, last night, Con, I don't know how everyone else felt. I watched Henderson's interviews, and he's give up, and that's not good. Like for me personally, I know us fans, it's all right to us. We keep on believing that Liverpool can win the league until it's mathematically impossible. But it looks to me that the players have already give up when we won the league, Con, and everyone.
Yeah.
Henderson in the interview was very professional, and the players were like, right, we want this so much. This season, it's almost he threw in the towel 20 games in. It's
Yeah.
all right for us fans to do that. But the
But not
players, you
them.
want a bit more honesty.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you, mate. And I think, yeah, Jack, you've hit the nail on the head there. I can't, like, look, I said on Twitter a couple of days ago, I personally felt even if Liverpool and Chelsea drew, we were still in it. I still think we are, because football, just knowing us last year, for example, we were like 8 points clear of City, and then we had our injury problems, and that's so anything can happen. But the problem is with us compared to City. City have two first teams in their squads, while Liverpool have an 11 or a 15, and then I would say instead of a full 21-man squad that could go out and beat every single team in the league, or the majority of the leagues teams in the league, then I should say. And yeah, I would absolutely agree. It's that thing, as though for me, mate, as well, where when we won the league, we could win scruffy. We did the majority of the season. We won 2-1s, the 1-0s, and we grinded out results. Now I can't see this Liverpool side doing it unless we're in full control of the game, or if we're in control for a big portion of it. I can't see us winning the game. Well, I can see us winning the game, but then it's like the possibility of winning it just goes down. Like Liverpool 2 years ago, I was like, even if we're 1-0 down, I was like, yeah, we'll come back and win this. We're 1-0 down,
But it's
1-0
but
down now. It's crisis.
it for me, it comes down to hunger, mate. Dare I say, hunger to win the league. And everyone, I think, for me, it screams when that Leicester game in the league, you're getting beat. There was no urgency at all for the whole of that game. No urgency at all. It was almost like, yeah, sounds. City won the league, sounds. There was no one even trying, regardless of who you got out injured. You won at least an ounce of effort to try and get it back into the game. We didn't even try. And even against Chelsea, it was like, oh, we've conceded two. We didn't even try. Kelleher kept us in the game with a very crucial save second half. But there's got to be more from these players other than Salah or Mane or the Trent Worthy pass. The midfield players need to chip in. I'm talking about Fabinho. I'm talking about all of them. The goal burden is so heavily reliant, and which we will find out in the next couple of weeks, won't we, Reds? Who's going to step up in the absence of Mane, Salah, and Keita? Who? Now's your opportunity, Ox. Now's your opportunity, Thiago, Minamino, Origi, when he does play, Jota as well. The whole squad. It's about time the players really stood up and got some questions asked of them, and we'll find out in the coming weeks and a couple of days anyway. Because if we do get knocked out, which we'll discuss tonight, by this Arsenal side, that just tells you everything that you need to know about the mentality, the weak mentality of this Liverpool squad this season, most importantly.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you, mate. And guys, we will get on to all of your comments now. Thank you for commenting. If you could,
Absolute legends.
yeah, please, keep them coming in. Chris says, Eve, lads, or there you are, Tom. Says Helen, both teams' title challenge is now definitely over. We let the 2-0 lead slip so easily. Midfield was poor. Need to stop playing high line. Doing my head in. One went off. We weren't winning. Yeah, I would agree with that. It was a loss last night, but today I think it's a good point. We're still not out of this. If we win a game in hand and beat City, it's down to just 5 points. I think it's 8 points, to be honest with you, mate. I think at the minute we are 11 points, I think it is, with the game in hand. So it's 8 points. I think anyway. Of course, if we beat City, that would help, but. I don't think we play them until what, March?
Well,
March?
we said we've been saying this for like what 20 games into the season, mate. We were at the game when Palace beat City at the Etihad. I think it's happened twice this season where Liverpool have had the opportunity to get points on City and Chelsea, and we bottled it twice within the season. I think it might have happened a third time along the way, but it definitely has happened twice. And that, as I said, that tells you about the mentality. All right, Tilly. I don't know what she's doing.
When she's later in the back, it's danger time. Anyway, let's try and win the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Champions League. Not saying we're going to win all three, but my aim to start of the season was title challenge and win a trophy. My aim now is to finish second and win a trophy. That is very, very true. We will talk about, of course, the treble that is a possibility, but of course, it's still a very long time away. I know I've said it now, so Jesus Christ, I've cursed that. Hey, Helen, thanks, all good. You're well also. Gary says, United lost, all is right in the world. Yes, they did. They lost to Wolves 1-0. Very, very nice to see Ronaldo again, whinging, moaning, crying. Happy New Year, Man United. Long may it continue. John says, Hendo not been right since he signed that new deal. Yeah, maybe. Wanted that new money, that new goods. Yeah, it's very, very a potential thing. I think I think Brenda's just going to Makendo's room. To be fair, but yeah, you need to stop that high line in defense. It's killing you. Yeah, it is. Hi to Lucas Life as well. Hope fantastic day, mate. Of course, we'll be on his channel tomorrow to preview the the Liverpool game. Of course, the first leg is on Thursday of the Carabao Cup. We will, of course, speak about the Carabao Cup in a little bit, but of course, looking forward to 8:30 tomorrow. So please stay tuned. I will put a community tab or community post up as well. Liverpool should have bought a striker in the summer. How Liverpool find itself with the same problems FSG must spend. And yeah, I would agree. I think especially next summer, I don't think anything's getting done in January, so I don't want anyone going, yep, it's a January thing. In the summer, I would agree, money does need to be spent. But one thing I will ask chat, and I will ask Jack here right now, should the money, say if Liverpool got around 200 million to spend in the summer, just as an example, don't think it would be. Do you think that Liverpool are going to buy a player for a huge sum of money, or do you think it will be spread across, 4, 5, 6 players?
I hope we do what we do on Van Dijk and Ali, mate. Go out and buy an established. Well, obviously Alisson wasn't the goalkeeper he was, but he was still doing very well. Apart from when we played Roma in the Champions League, buying a couple of goals past him anyway. But yeah, we just need to go out and buy an established Premier League player that is probably up there, and that's being consistent at the minute. Obviously, I think Rafinha's being linked with Bayern, but Klopp and Michael Edwards, as we said, we joke about Michael Edwards' possible leaving gift. There will be a lot of targets already on the board. There will be the possibility of signing some, but as John's alluded to, we need to go out and buy a number 9 that has got the ability, or a possible winger / a player on the level of Jota that will come in and have that same impact. Because I think we're at least 2 players light up front still. We've lost Shaqiri. I know he didn't play a lot of football for Liverpool, but he still had that tiny bit of quality when he did come on the pitch that he would do something. Minamino, hopefully, if he does help us win the Carabao Cup anyway, it give him a lot of confidence. But it's speaking about players that need to step up, him and Adegi, there's a lot of questions. But for the level and the standard and where we want to be, we can't be carrying players of that ability in our team. I know that's quite a bold shout, but for where we want to be, they're not the type of level of player that we expect to be at the football club.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Well, Gary says big money signing Haaland. If you listen to reports in Germany, Liverpool are apparently number 1 favourites. It's more more so PSG, I think, are favourites, to be honest with you guys. I don't
Mm.
think Liverpool are anywhere near Erling Haaland. Jude Bellingham, on the other hand, I think is a yes. I think Liverpool
Yeah.
are, because the thing I think, guys, you have to remember as well, if Money makes reports are saying that Jude Bellingham looks to be around under 100 million. Won't be asking crazy wages like of course, Mino Raiola with Erling Haaland, and of course the longevity you'll have out of Jude Bellingham, you'll have him for the next 10 plus years as well. I think that's a positive thing. Same with Rafinha a little bit. I think, look, Rafinha, like Jack said, he's proven Premier League talent, and he's only, I think, 24. I think he's just turned 24. So you have that 6+ years of him being, there or thereabouts, then as well, and adding to that Liverpool, because it is that, and it is the frustrating thing, mate, isn't it? It's like you look at it and you look at City's team. They've allowed, Ferran Torres to leave to Barcelona, and they don't look weak from it. And he's meant to be one of Pep's, one of his like signings to hopefully be like a Leroy Sané in the future.
Yeah.
And if Liverpool did this, Liverpool would be in trouble right now. Like if
Yeah.
would
Like, but it's not like we've been spending money. I know we've signed lots of big contracts, but that doesn't stop the other clubs in Europe from signing players. And I know we've had a pandemic and it's took a lot of clubs have took a financial hit, but prior to COVID anyway, we weren't spending money either. The money that got generated for Alisson and Van Dijk was the Coutinho money. I know we didn't get the Coutinho money straight away. They probably I don't even they've sold off the debt, or we've probably got the large portion of that money back anyway from Coutinho. We're paying 5 million per season for Jota, or is that Thiago? So
Thiago,
yeah. So the modern day deals now they're stretched over like a 5, 6, 7 year period of giving the money to the clubs anyway. And I think the clubs that the selling club would prefer that because that would help financial and obviously the future profits of the revenue streams anyway. You know exactly what you're going to be getting. But I don't think any of us would have qualms, but it's the fact that Jurgen Klopp is having to scrape the barrel. The fact that we didn't go out and buy a centre half when Jurgen was in the press conferences last season, basically asking the owners, can we have a centre half? And lo and behold, the last day of the transfer window, which that signals to me that Jurgen royally kicked off. You tell me he didn't want Kabak and he didn't want Ben Davies. If he did want them, then they would be still the football club. Quite frankly, he didn't want them players, but that was what the players that were the bottom of the barrel, players that were available. Schalke wanted them off the books, and obviously 500,000 for Preston, whoever we signed Davies from was a lot of money at that time. And Klopp said that's not his window. That's not his the place where he goes to buy his centre halves. But we need, even if it was, I know everyone jokes about Haaland, but that would be a massive statement. That's a step in the right direction. Haaland or a player of that ability, bringing him into the football club helps you win trophies. And that's what us fans strive for. That's what the players, that's what Salah strives for. And you're telling me Salah, the big reason probably why he hasn't signed that contract yet is because he's not had a reassurance from the owners and Jurgen Klopp that they will be strengthening the squad. Because that's what he wants to do. He wants to win the league. He wants to win the Champions League again. But yeah,
well,
as you can tell, Con and Chaz, I've really got to my wits' end over the last couple of days, and I'm sick. I'm sick of this nonsense. Sick of every season saying, "Oh, we haven't got quite enough to win the league."
No, I absolutely get what you mean, and look, I'm as frustrated as anyone else. Look, I think Liverpool have the quality. Look, we have the best manager in the world. We supposedly have the best keeper in the world, best right back, best player in the world in Mo Salah. And to be fair, the numbers that both Trent and Mo have been putting up this year it's title winning form. It's it's something you go for. It's just something hasn't clicked for Liverpool this season. Helen says, I think the reason why Salah his new deal. It's. I know Jurgen said, I think last week he said that talks have gone pretty well so far, which is good. And I think, look, it'll be amazing if he does sign his new deal as quick as possible. I can see a couple of people saying Mbappe this summer. No, guys, Mbappe is off to Real Madrid. There is no other club going
he
for
loves
Madrid.
Real, and
Yeah.
As a little kid, he had
So
Real
Mbappe
Madrid
wants to go
posters
to
on.
Madrid.
So.
Just a shame it wasn't Steven Gerrard or Fernando Torres. It's just a shame. Better get there quick then, because Rafinha is meant to be going to Bayern for 50 million. Yeah, I did see that. To be fair, Haaland has already said he doesn't want to come to the Prem yet. He wants to go to Spain. Wouldn't shock me if he went to Madrid. Wouldn't shock me if Madrid got both Mbappe and Haaland in the summer.
And I'm done if he goes to Barcelona when they've got no money. I'll be off. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Scott said, yeah. So I feel as if we enjoyed the success so much, we had now become comfortable when in reality we need to crack on from it. Yeah. And look, it is that. And Happy New Year, good people. Hello, Jeannie. Hopefully you've had a fantastic New Year. Anyway, but yeah, it is that. And it's the fact that I can't remember, who was Liverpool's last major signing, we would say? Jota? Yeah. And I know it was last, the last summer not the window just gone, the last one. But it's that, it is that thing in it. It's like you got it, Thiago Jota. And apart from that, well, look at that. After them too, who is it? Who's the one that
Naby was the big major one.
I think Naby was in the summer.
Was he 2 years?
He's
about 3-4 years ago when he Naby everyone.
Yeah,
Naby was a while ago.
Yeah, it is a while. But guys, let us know your thoughts anyway in the comment section if you're watching on repeat. Anyway, as well. But of course, let's talk then. Of course, AFCON. I wanted to speak a little bit about. Of course, the boys have flown to their respective countries now. I think they've all flown to Cameroon now to take part, of course, in the AFCON. We wish them all the best, and of course, come back safely. I remember seeing last night on Instagram both Mendy, Chelsea's goalkeeper, and Sadio Mane both flying there together on a project. I think Naby's already there as well, and I think Mo flew out today instead of last night as well. But Jack, the most important games that we were looking at was the Premier League games, and they miss, I think, Brentford at home and Crystal Palace away.
It's not too bad, is it, Con?
No, it's not.
Not the worst games.
Now, at the moment, the Premier League has it down as all three of them can come back. I think it's the 13th of February, but that's only if they all go to the final. So it's on a grand scheme of things, it could be worse. But you look at it, they could be back, hopefully, time, and fresh as well for, of course, the Champions League. Hopefully, the boys can do the job, of course, in the Carabao Cup. We all hope. Of course, we do have an FA Cup tie in that as well with Shrewsbury. But, of course, Liverpool should have enough quality there anyway. But any predictions for AFCON for you, mate? Do you think that, how do you think the Liverpool lads will do? I think Mo will be top goal scorer.
Yeah, most definitely. If we have aspirations and Mo has aspirations of winning next year's Ballon d'Or, he needs to win the AFCON. He needs to win the big African tournaments anyway, which is obviously with Messi winning, obviously, the Copa America, which is massive in South America. So I've got to go Egypt, mate. I think Egypt should win that. There's a lot of great talent throughout the African players. Obviously, Koulibaly. I think, he played for Senegal? Have got quite a decent team, haven't they?
I think they're going to win it.
Mendy. Yeah, and do you reckon it'll be Senegal? Yeah, you got a cracking team.
You look at it, like Mane. I think Mendy. like he's been the difference with Chelsea.
Mm.
I think Mendy will be the keeper of the tournament. I think that Mane, Mo, will Aubameyang be there? I think he will be, won't he?
I
Was
think
he
so.
with
I'm not too
Salah?
sure if they did they qualify. Zaha's going. Ivory Coast have got quite a. I mean, yeah, I'll quickly get the qualifications, but the Ivory Coast have got quite a lot of decent Premier League standard players as well, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, Scholes has just put in. I think Senegal will walk it. They have a very, very good team. I'm not gonna lie. Look, if it was, I would like a Senegal and Egypt final. But the problem is with that, both Mo, Sadio are both at the final and will be at the longest time there. Which of course I don't want. To be fair, with you, of course, being a Liverpool fan, but I hope, all of them do fantastically well. Scorsese said Mendy, Koulibaly, Gana Gueye, was it Gana Gueye, Mane, Diate, and Sarr. Senegal have a very, very good team. To be fair, Nigeria third, says Helen.
Yeah,
As
Connor
well.
just shared. You want to put that screen up? I've got the
Yeah.
obviously these are groups. So obviously got Burkina Faso. Obviously, the via
Yeah.
Leverkusen centre half. That plays for them.
Oh, is it Tapsoba?
Tasoba, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously Cameroon. Joel Matip isn't playing because he retired anyway.
Big
Yeah,
old Joel.
Senegal. Yeah, and Zimbabwe, have they got Leicester striker? Or does he not play for them?
No, I don't
Daka.
think he's from
Who
there.
does Daka play for, chat? That'd be interesting. Ghana.
This is gonna prove we have very bad knowledge of the African Cup of Nations. But we the majority of them, just not every single team. Like Algeria, Mahrez. I think.
Obviously Fenguli. I think Fenguli and obviously the Napoli left back as well. I know he plays for them.
Yeah, I know. But it's going to be interesting. I think that of course, pretty much we've said for a while, haven't we, that we've been a bit what's the name with AFCON because COVID and other things. But if the tournament can go well, and hopefully it does. Hopefully there's nothing bad or anything that happens, of course. But fingers crossed that it is a fantastic tournament. And I think Senegal are going to win it. Egypt, Senegal to drop out the group stages. Fingers crossed, as Genie. That's all hope to be fair. I hope knocked out fast from Liverpool point of view. Yeah, exactly. Atal says Skulls. To be fair, I forgot Atal. To be fair,
who's he play for? It's gone on. Yes,
Algeria.
Algeria. Yeah.
Is it Algeria? Yeah, it is Algeria, right? I was going to say I don't even know that. But
what did Wan-Bissaka change his nationality? Because I know a couple of months back he wanted to change his nationality, wasn't he? I think it was possibly Ivory Coast.
I think he was going to, but I can't remember if he did or not in the end. But I don't know. But guys, get your predictions in. We'll talk about it in a little bit, of course, as well. One thing before we do head off, because we have been going for 33 minutes. It was only going to be a short half an hour. And winning all the cups,
you got me forever.
of course,
I'll be on.
Well, Liverpool, of course, like we've already spoken about the title and that, and our thoughts upon it, and that. But of course, we are still in the Champions League. Of course, winning all of our group games in that. Of course, the FA Cup and of course the League Cup as well. We're in the semi-final. Hopefully, we'll get the result on Thursday against Arsenal. But is the treble on, McKindo? I don't know whether or not I think it is.
Henderson said he's winning everything last week, and we're already out of the Premier League, so I'm not going to say nothing. I'll do it at a Henderson press conference. And literally, Henderson turned around and said, we're good enough to win everything. So, I just want us to win something, mate. Like, I'd be happy. Obviously, the Carabao Cup is not on our highest priority, but if we find this ourselves with no trophies this season, there's going to be serious questions asked of everyone from the fan base, and rightly so. It's not on the top priorities, but this is how City, the winning mentality. Liverpool strive to win trophies. It's the whole point with fans. We want, obviously, the away fans, the amazing away fans. If you can go for a trip to the final against Chelsea or Tottenham, it'd be tremendous.
Yeah.
It's still a trophy at the end of the day, and I don't like this mentality of it's only a Carabao Cup. That is how you get back the mentality of winning trophies, winning this, winning the FA Cup, winning the Champions League, win everything. But that's just been speaking about the hunger. This season has been very much missing in some certain games, but it would be a massive statement from the players if we could win a couple of trophies this year. And it's about time we did. It's been far too long.
Yeah, no, it has. And look, I've seen a couple of people saying that Liverpool, if we get to the final, put out the full team against whatever it may be, Chelsea, Spurs. In my opinion, I don't think that's right to do. I think that players like Kelleher, Minamino, Tyler Morton potentially, and who knows. I think that they should be given the opportunity to play the final because they've played all tournament long. Like if they are injured, of course, then yeah, sure, then play the likes of Fabinho, Hendo, Ox, whatever. But if you're just going to go, yep, we're going to play Jota, Firmino, we're going to play Ali, Virgil, and that. No, that's a no for me personally. Of course, out of them all, I want to win the Champions League. I want big years to come on for a seventh time. I'm not going to lie, but I wouldn't mind a Carabao Cup at this stage. It's a trophy. It's another one on the list for Liverpool, and to get these boys back in that mentality of look, we can win things. You just have to put your mind to it. And look, loads of people have said this season that Liverpool are a cup team, and yeah, but we are by the looks of things. But if Liverpool can do it, we did it in 2001 or 2002. We won the treble. Of course, all cups. I think we had a pretty decent run in the league as well, and it's going to be another phase of that. If we can finish second, finish high as possible. Who knows? I still think we are in the title race, but of course, very, very slim. But if we can finish second, win the treble, good season. Just simple as that.
I tell you what, imagine if we did win the Champions League, we've run City close, very close, won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. That's a very successful season for me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know how everyone else feels at home. That's a very successful season.
No, I would absolutely agree with it. Let me scroll back up because there are a few comments. I heard Lukaku is trying to claim, Jesus Christ, Central Republic of African passport to sneak back into Milan. Of course, Romelu Lukaku.
He's not welcome at Chelsea now, is he?
Yeah, we haven't really spoken about Lukaku. What were your thoughts about Lukaku? Because I thought it was just hilarious.
Absolute madness, mate. Like, I know it was a Carragher trying to back Lukaku after the game, and I'm like, come on, if I was a Liverpool player, and large sections of the Inter Milan ultras don't want him back, so it's not going to be an easy way back to Milan. It's crazy, mate. I imagine that was Liverpool's £90-odd million sign of Haaland, and he comes out a couple of weeks later, goes, "Oh, I want to join Real Madrid soon in the future or whatnot." We just spent we just blew our transfer budget on you, and then you've just done that. But I think all of us knew we don't have to be experts of Lukaku to what we've all watched Lukaku, and when he gets put into that Chelsea system, it doesn't suit him. Inter suited him down to a T because the whole system was built around him. And it's another case of when you buy a player, it's not always a system player. There's look at Haller at West Ham, and then he's gone to Ajax and he's banging in the goals because so it's just laughable, mate. But it's typical Chelsea.
I think we said it throughout the summer, just the signs. It was Tuchel said that he was the 5th or 6th choice because they wanted Haaland and they couldn't get Haaland, so they kept looking, and he was 5th or 6th on the list, so they got him. And then, but then it's just been Chelsea signings. You look at Timo Werner, a guy that I still think is a very, very good forward, and I think that under the right, I think if Timo Werner was at Liverpool in the league, I think he would be sound. But Tuchel, he doesn't have that great one-on-one management skills, in my opinion. It happened at Dortmund, it happened at PSG, and now it's happening at Chelsea. And as we know, watching Chelsea, week in, week out, in the Premier League, and seeing managers like Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte losing that dressing room. As soon as you lose it at Chelsea, you're out of the of it.
For me, for some reason, Timo Werner at Wolves screams at me. I think just because Wolves, I tell you what, imagine if Wolves actually signed Timo Werner, that would be quite frightening because he'd suit into that system so ideal. It's like when he was playing for RB Leipzig, just get to, obviously, Wang Yi-chan, he's a very quick player. Adama Traore, I tell you, if Wolves want to do a swap deal with Chelsea for Adama Traore for Timo Werner, I think that'd be an interesting signing. But I tell you what now, mark my words, if he went to Wolves, Timo, he'd be getting 20 goals a season.
Jesus Christ. The fact is, all right, if something happens, like if he goes somewhere, he gets 20 plus goals, we're just going to clip this little bit and go, yep, Timo Werner. Jack was right about Timo Werner. Where was my invite, dude? You were doing a stream at 7 o'clock, and plus, I'll get you. Of course, the channel is back. We're back for 2022. It's almost going to say 2021
books now, lads.
Yeah, I know, right? Sorry, Doug. I'll get you on probably for the Arsenal preview. Stephen Kolka has picked Sierra Leone. Oh, Jesus Christ, Stephen Kolka. Who gives a crap? It could be worse. He could have said. I don't even.
I'm surprised we didn't sign him last season when we needed the centre back.
He was in China, I think, at the time. I think. Due to competitiveness of the Prem, we are treating the league as if it's over, but in reality, we can definitely win the UCL and one other. It's very achievable. Exactly. Scores up with it on that. Lukaku is the biggest baby ever. I would agree on that. And Helen says, I totally agree. Just another Ronaldo. Yeah. And it's nice to see. And potentially, who knows where Thomas Tuchel could be in the next 6 months? He could be sacked in terms of the summer. It's going to be interesting. And it's going to be interesting for Chelsea as well, because if Chelsea, I know that we're saying that, top four finish second. I think Liverpool can finish second. And I think also, with the cups and so on, I also think that, if Chelsea do dip a bit, which I think they might do still, with this Lukaku situation, they could be fighting for top four, trying to keep hold of the Champions League title. It's going to be very, very interesting, I think, in the next couple of weeks or so. Scott McKendo may as well called out Roy Keane and Mika Richards with that Wolves analysis. Where's the Skype pad? That's what we need. We need the big, massive, table.
Oh, I'd love to do I'd have Mika Richards crying, mate. He'd just start laughing at me. Like, what's he saying? And Roy Keane just be like, I'd just be calling him Roy Keane a man cunt every time. So it's.
Yeah, to be fair, Gary says Dembele thoughts. They're not even a thought, mate. Dembele's not joining Liverpool. He's asking about 300 to 400,000 pound per week.
We've already got enough players on the hospital bed. We don't need another one.
Yeah, exactly. Doug's gone. Dembele Ellens. No, thank you. Yeah, exactly. And Skulls, I can see your comment. No, not here.
Just imagine Skulls doing that in his video members.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst thing.
Absolutely slapped him across the head.
No, I should be should be screaming for his tea again. To be fair, you just shout Sue. But well, to be fair, that would be brilliant if Martinez, not Martinez. Who scored for Wolves tonight?
Moutinho.
Who scored? Moutinho. I laugh if he just ran up to Ronaldo and shouted Sue at him. With him being Portuguese as well. But guys, we are going to leave it there for tonight. Hopefully you have enjoyed, of course, the return of us being back on. Was waiting for, of course, this and the lighting. if it is a bit worse, then getting used to it. It was delivered here today, and I have fixed it up. It got like a massive light now in the
Looks
back with the green
looks
screen.
sound, mate. Yeah, it's spot on that lot.
So we are, trying to do things a bit more professionally here, on a strict budget. But we move. To be fair, but no, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have enjoyed them, please feel free to leave a like. I think Tilly's about to scratch Makendo's door
Wait, it's
off.
Oh yeah.
But Jack, thank you for coming on, mate. Got anything else to say before we do head off?
Yeah, no, thank you very much for having me on, mate. I fully enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone looks after each other in the chat. And yeah, tremendous, mate. I know we've had a bit of a rant tonight, but I think this we will. There's still a large portion of the season still to go, but FSG, just get your fucking checkbook out, will you? Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll end on that.
That's the message. Jurgen, sign a new deal, but you have to have a clause in it. 200 million every summer.
We get $1 billion to spend by FSG. Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we're worth £3 billion pounds now, according to Forbes.
Yeah, because I'm not surprised. Everyone's been buying the new kits for like £100 every season.
Me and you definitely didn't do that.
No.
No, we definitely didn't do that. But no, guys, thank you so.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. If I speak trouble. Wait, what?
FSG will be a big trouble.
No, but guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you have enjoyed them, please feel free to leave a like. Please hit that subscribe button as well. Go over to Jack McAllister as well. Please subscribe over to there as well. And yeah, guys, we'll be back probably tomorrow or maybe the next day. Hopefully we'll be doing regular things now. Of course, there is the Carabao Cup first leg tie against Arsenal. We'll get a few Arsenal lads on, Doug, and a few other lads as well. The game, of course, and yeah, but please hit that notification bell as well, because of course YouTube doesn't like telling you when you don't have it on. So please hit it, and it will be very much appreciated as always. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you all tomorrow. Please stay safe. Please stay well, and we will see you then. Ta-ra, Reds.